Okay.
Mom's best face. Ashley was busy doing a jigsaw puzzle when her big brother Ben came into the lounge. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, he said. We should do something special for Mom. Will you help me? Ashley clapped her hands. Oh yes, Ben. Are we going shopping? No, I've already bought her a present. Do you want to come and see? Ashley followed her brother into the garage. On the bench, hidden under a sheet, was a beautiful wooden shelf in the shape of a heart. I thought we could paint it blue, Ben said. Oh yes, Ashley said. Blue's Mom's favorite color. She's going to love her present. Ben found 2 paintbrushes and sandpaper, and they got to work. First they sanded the shelf, then they painted a white undercoat. Lastly, they painted it glossy bright blue. The shelf was beautiful. What are you two doing here? Mom asked when she came home from shopping. Nothing, go away, called Ben. It's a surprise, giggled Ashley. That afternoon, Mom went to the hair salon. Quick, Ashley, it's time, called Ben. It's time to put up the shelf. Can you hold the screws and the screwdriver for me while I drill the holes in the wall? Don't lose the screws. I don't have any more. Ashley held the screwdriver and screws tightly while Ben measured where the shelf would go on the wall. Then he blocked her ears while he drilled 3 holes. There we go. Now pass me the first screw. Carefully he screwed the shelf to the wall. Now pass me the other 2 screws, Ashley, he said. But Ashley found only 1 screw. The other one wasn't in her pocket. It was on the floor behind the couch. It was gone. It was almost 5 o'clock. Mom would be home any minute. Never mind, said Ben. This will do for now. I'll buy another one in a week. What shall we put on the shelf? Asked Ashley. I think Mom's best face that Granny gave her, said Ben, and her favorite candlesticks. And the trophy I won at school for being the best at reading, Ashley asked. Definitely, said Ben. And the photo of Mom and me and you when you were a baby. She loves that picture. Carefully they arranged Mom's special things on the shelf. Then Ben spread the sheet over the shelf so it was hidden. A few minutes later, Mom came home. Hello, Mom called. What have you two been up to? It's a surprise, giggled Ashley, and you're not allowed to see what's behind the sheet. I'm very excited, said Mom. I'm sure it's something wonderful. Do you promise you won't peep? Asked Ashley at bedtime. Her mother tucked her up and gave her a kiss and a hug. You are my best girl. I promise I won't even lift the corner of the sheet. It was almost morning when Ashley was woken by a loud crash. She jumped out of bed. Ben and Mom were standing in the lounge, staring at a terrible mess on the floor. Oh no, cried Ben. The shelf fell off the wall. Oh no, cried Ashley. Mom's Mother's Day present is ruined." "Oh no," cried Mom. "My favorite vase is broken into bits." Everyone was upset. Mom sat on the couch and tried not to cry. "We'll clean it up," said Ben. "Mom, you go back to bed." "Happy Mother's Day," said Ashley sadly. Ben got the broom and swept up all the pieces of Mom's favorite vase. He was very upset. "Mom gave Granny her vase and now it's broken." Mom's Granny gave her that vase and now it's broken. He tipped the pieces into the rubbish bin. "We'd better go back to sleep too," said Ben to Ashley. "It's not waking up time yet." Ashley looked on the shelf lying on the floor. It had been such a lovely present. Now they had nothing to give Mom when she woke up. Ashley peered inside the rubbish bin. All the pieces of Mom's vase were there. Maybe he could use some glue and mend it. He picked up the bin and ran out to the garbage. There on the shelf was a big pot of glue. She spread some newspaper on the workbench and emptied out the bin. There were so many pieces. How was she supposed to know which ones went where? "I see," she exclaimed. "It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Lots of pieces that fit together. First I'll find the ones with the straight edge. They must be the rim of the vase. And this big chunk here has a handle on it, so it must be the side. And there should be another handle. Ah, there it is." When she had laid out all the pieces in the right order, she began to glue them together. It was hard work. The glue stuck to her fingers and she had to wait for pieces to dry. It took ages. At last the vase was finished. It wasn't exactly the same as the old one. This one had a funny lump on one side, and the rim was a bit skew, but Ashley knew Mom would hardly see the difference. Ashley looked out of the window. The neighbor, Mrs. Dutoit, was watering her vegetables. Mrs. Dutoit was very clever and could make anything. Ashley ran over to the fence. "Please, can you lend me one screw and help me fix a shelf?" she asked, and then she told Miss Dutoit the whole story. "Of course," Miss Dutoit said, "I'll come over at once." Mom woke up at 9 o'clock. She was still very sad. He found Ashley fast asleep on the sofa and the sheet covering something on the wall. "What have you been doing all morning, Ashley?" she asked. "Surprise!" yelled Ashley. "Happy Mother's Day! Your present is behind the sheet." Carefully, Mom took the sheet off the wall. There was the blue shelf with the candlesticks and the photo and the trophy and Mom's best vase. Mom clapped her hands. "You glued it back together," she exclaimed. It's as good as new. It's better than new. It's the best present I ever got," she said, giving Ashley a big hug. Ben also gave Ashley a big hug. "You're very clever," he said. "You've saved Mother's Day." Ashley was so proud. Mom's best vase wasn't exactly the same, but still looked lovely on the new blue shelf. Okay, that's the end of Mom's Best Vase. Now
I think it's actually pronounced Vase.
Mom's Best Vase. Okay.
I've always wondered.
Okay, the two brothers. Okay. Once upon a time, two brothers called Cabello and Lefa lived in a little village deep in a valley. They had two younger sisters, so their mother had 4 children to feed. She worked day and night, cooking and cleaning, sewing and mending, and digging and weeding her vegetable garden. There was never enough money for everything the family needed. You 2 boys are old enough to go to the city to look for work, their mother said one day. So Cabello and Lefa packed up a few things they owned, put them in their old backpacks, and set off to the city. I'm going to be the richest man in Africa, Cabello boasted as they walked along the dirt road that wound up into hills. I am so clever and so handsome that it won't take me long to become wealthy. That's good, said Lefa. I suppose you'll find a job if you're lucky, Cabello said. Maybe you can sweep the city streets. That will be good, said Lefa. As long as I have something to send home to Mama and my younger sisters, I will be happy. They had been walking all morning and the sun was very hot. By lunchtime, the brothers were very tired and hungry. Suddenly they saw an old man with a white beard walking around along the road towards them. He was bent over under the weight of a heavy sack he was carrying on his back. Good day, young men, the old man said when he reached them. Where are you going? None of your business, snapped Cabello. What's in your sack, old man? Just rocks, said the old man. Now where are you 2 walking to? We are going to the city to make some money, Lefa said politely. Perhaps I can help you, the old man said. He put his hands in his pocket and pulled out a leather bag filled with gold coins. Now, which one of you would like this bag? Me, cried Cabello. I want it. Here you are then, said the old man. He gave the leather bag to Cabello, who quickly hid it in his backpack. Then he looked at the old man greedily to see what else he was carrying. The old man put his hands in his other pocket. This time he pulled out a small brown leather box. What's in there? Asked Cabello, his eyes glinting. The old man flipped over the lid of the box. Inside was an enormous diamond. It shone and sparkled in the light, and Lefa thought it was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. Which one of you who wants this diamond? The old man asked. Me, shrieked Cabello. I want it. Give it to me. So the old man gave Cabello the diamond, and Cabello hid it deep in the pocket of his trousers.
He's greedy.
The old man picked up his heavy sack again. Which one of you wants to help me carry this sack of rocks to your village? He asked, trying to heave the sack over his skinny old shoulders. It's too heavy and I'm tired. Not me, cried Cabello. We are not going to the village. We're going into the city. I don't have time to help you. Lefa looked back at the long road they had walked that morning. You can't walk all that way alone, Tata," he said. "It's
Tata?
too far for you to walk with that heavy sack before the sun sets. Let me walk with you. I will carry your sack." "Don't be stupid," Kabelo said to Lefa. "Don't think I'm going to wait for you. You're going to walk all the way to our village just to help this old man? You'll never make money like that." Lefa was worried. He wanted to go with his brother, but when he saw the old man groaning under the weight of his sack, he couldn't leave him. "You go ahead, Kabelo," he said. "I'll catch up. I'll run all the way back to you." "Well, I'm not waiting for you," said Kabelo. "I have to get to the city and sell my shiny new diamond." And off Kabelo went, whistling happily. Lefa heaved the sack onto his shoulders. It was so heavy it made his bones creak. "Come on, Tata," he said with a smile. "Let's try and get to the village before the sun sets." All afternoon they trudged. Every step they walked, the sack seemed to get heavier. Soon Lefa was wet with sweat, but still he walked on, carrying the sack for the old man. As they reached the village, it was almost dark. "Where are you staying, Tata?" Lefa asked. "Do you need somewhere to shelter for the night?" "My family does not have a lot, but I know my mother would be happy to share our meal with you tonight, and she will give you a place to sleep tonight." The old man sat down on a tree stump. "This is far enough," he said. "But you can't stay here," Lefa said. "It's not safe. Someone might steal your sack." "Take it," said the old man. "Go home to your mother and give her the sack." No, exclaimed Lefa. "I can't take your sack. You need it." "It's my gift to you," said the old man. Lefa undid the knot at the top of the sack and peered inside. Something glinted in the fading daylight. Lefa reached inside the sack and took it out. It was a diamond. Then he opened the sack some more. The whole sack was filled with precious diamonds. Thank you, said Lefa. But when he looked around, the old man had disappeared. There was no sign of him anywhere. Only the sack of diamonds remained. It was a joyful meal that evening in Lefa's house. He hadn't been gone long, but already he made lots of money for his family. His mother and sisters were so happy. They danced and sang until late into the night. Many months later, greedy Kabelo came back to the village, empty-handed, to show off his new car and fancy clothes. He found his family feasting on the finest food in their big new house, and around his mother's neck was a necklace of beautiful diamonds. The end. And that's the end of...
How have you learned about that, Mom?
That the greedy you are, the less you get.
And Kabelo wasn't even thankful. Like the old man gave him.
He didn't say thank you.
Yeah. He just left.
Yeah, he just wanted the money that the old man had. But then if he wasn't so greedy, he could have gotten a whole sack of diamonds.
And his brother clearly is a clever boy, because he did something and he made his home new, and he bought his mom a necklace, and he did something good with his fortunes.
Yes.
Okay.
With that, it kind of reminds me of Indada. But I'll tell you that story later. Okay. Thank you all for watching. These books come from Nal'ibali.org, where you can get free PDFs to read to your kids.
All right. Cool. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Okay. Wait. Let's just quickly check for comments.
Please tell everyone that just came in that you just finished reading and you read from 3 from Monday.
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah, no comments.
And wrap it up.
Okay. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week, Monday at 3 o'clock, because I only read from Monday to Friday. Bye-bye.
Okay.